types of materials, again, all using the same raw materials from the start. So joining with me on stage, as I just mentioned, get back to Copenhagen again, from our design department, Mr. Rufus Deutschler. Hello. Hello, Rufus. And, as we like to say, the thunder from down under. From the web department, Mr. Paul Burnett. Now, before we go any further, we wanted to tell you that if you're interested in following along with us and learning about more things, learning about some of the things that you'll see here today, here are our blog addresses, our Twitter addresses as well, and we also want to point out Adobe TV. So very quickly, how many of you actually watch Adobe TV? Oh, quite a few hands. Well, for those of you that have, maybe some of you that haven't, we recently redesigned, rebranded, and relaunched Adobe TV, technically version 3.0, with a new website, with a brand new search engine that actually, when you type and try and search and find things, it actually finds things.
And one of the things we've done is to make it much, much faster as well, because we've heard from our users that Bridge full screen mode, let me get a brighter one here, like this, okay, and you see a
video. And of course, this also means that you don't have the limitation of tape, meaning that you can very quickly review your clips. As you saw I did a moment ago, we can review, we can watch, we can scrub, and then we can also simply remove clips directly from the application, directly from the project, so that we don't keep stuff that we don't need, right? Because today, when we shoot, whether it's still photography or video, we just shoot a lot because we can, right? We're not limited to 36 pictures or even, you know, a 512 meg card, right? Huge cards, lots of space, lots of storage. We take advantage of that. So let me ask you this. How many of you have still cameras that shoot video? Still cameras that shoot video. Okay, half of you. So you are all working tapelessly. Okay, so this is known as tapeless workflow, right? Because effectively, if your camera uses an XD card, an SD card, a compact flash card, PCMCIA card, P2 card, this is tapeless media, and you can take that media, connect it directly to your system, and begin capturing to it looks an audio remix version of the music video. So take a look at this. Pretty cool?
Yes.
Thank you. Sort of funny how we spend all this time denoising, color correcting, adding looks, only to go... Now, Jason, I'll just turn the music down a little bit. That's pretty much all you ever get out of Jason. unless sometimes he gets carried away and he does this. That's about it. But Rufus has got some moves. And if you've ever seen him on a dance floor, that's pretty much him. All right, guys, that's all from me. I'm going to hand over to Jason now. Thanks, guys. Without ever touching a 3D application. All we were going to do was download and purchase some 3D models like this television set that you see here, create all of the textures and all the basic animated properties in Photoshop, tweak them a bit, modify them in After Effects, and basically create this whole 3D environment all in these two applications, right, without ever touching a 3D app. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you here. So we have this television here again just to kind of show you what it looks like, nice textures, cool lights and stuff. And the first part of the process was, you know, being able to kind of change the textures inside the television. We kind of had this idea to place all these televisions on top of one another and move around them and place things inside the TV. So if we go to our advanced 3D workspace, as Rufus was showing before, not only can we adjust lights, but we can also change textures, right? So if we wanted to simply change something like the color of the screen, this is really basic stuff, but it's always going to be affected by the different lights and things that are on that 3D object. But as I told you, we actually wanted video. And we've got this television, and we thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could use video as a texture in a 3D object? So if I go to my load texture dialog here, I'm going to open up a video as a texture for you. And oddly enough, once again, the video I'm choosing here is an AVI. Let's go ahead and open this. It's going to ask me if I want to correct the aspect ratio. Yes. Let's go ahead and turn on our animation timeline. It's a little bit bigger. And now if I just scrub through this, what you see is that I have now applied video as a texture inside my 3D object. But remember, the concept here was we actually wanted to animate 3D. We wanted to build this animated video inside of Photoshop. So I can simply let's twirl down the layer here, and I'm going to move the television over here, like this, and I'm going to set a 3D object position keyframe, like that, giving Paul sound effect right there. I'll move the time indicator over here, and let's put the television like this. I'm going to just shrink down my timeline so we've got exactly 3 seconds. Okay? Give this a second to just cast so we can see it in full real time. And now, friends, what we have is a 3D object with live video playing in real time and animating inside Photoshop. Are you kidding me? Whoa. Yeah! Thank you. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Hot damn. Where'd that come from? Now, you want to see what the final video looks like? This is very, very cool. And then after this, of course, our colleague Pio is going to come up and show you snow leopard. Don't forget, we've got the giveaways coming up, so don't go anywhere. Check this out. Now again, you can see this on Adobe TV. It's by the artist called Johnny Encore. I actually recorded the music, and I'm playing a few of the instruments. I'm also doing the very low background vocals and the very high ones as well. This is a song called Photoshop Dream Girl. Take a look.
Photoshop dream girl, you'll always be mine. A perfect body of my design. Photoshop dream girl,
And again, that entire thing was done without ever going into a 3D application. All just done with 3D models and Photoshop and that sort of thing. Okay. All right, friends. Well, it's now time to hand it over to Pio.